earth, wind, fire, water, heart. When these fragrances combine, it makes Roja Dove. I don't know why, but when I got these bottles in the mail, the first thing that came to my mind was Captain Planet. I find that these fragrances are color-coded, that if you have all of them and you just put them in the same room, Roja Dove will magically appear in your room. Doesn't work that way, but let's talk about them. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? My name is Joshua, as always, and this is our channel, ScentSense. To all the loyal subscribers who stick with me through thick and thin, thank you so much for stopping by again. And to all you new people who are checking out the channel for the very first time, or maybe it's your second or third time and you're treading the waters trying to decide if you want to fully jump in, no one pees in the pool here. No blue water, no peeing in the pool. It's okay. Today we'll be talking about a line from the house of Roja Dove that I'm sure had much discussion on YouTube and a ton of discussion and polarization in the fragrance community on Facebook and other avenues. I've been gone for some time. These were sent to me for review. I'll let you know exactly how I feel about them in just a few seconds. But before we do that, I'd like to go ahead and thank the kind folks at Roja Dove for sending me these fragrances, but also the kind folks at Europe Parfum for sending me Creation E, aka Enigma. I'm just gonna jump into it and jump into these easily one at a time and let you know exactly what I think about them and let you know what I found from the wearings that I've had. The first one we'll talk about is Vetiver, aka Earth. Roja Dove's Vetiver Parfum Cologne is a new take and a cologne take on the older and great fragrance from the house. This fragrance does what a lot of other fragrances do, but in my opinion, it does it a tad bit better. Fragrances such as Vetiver from Colognes, original Vetiver from Creed, Mugler Cologne from Mugler, the list goes on and on. This fragrance starts with a very strong blast of super earthy and slightly dirty Vetiver. I find that as this dries down, it tends to get a little more clean, a little more, not effervescent, but I guess you could say sparkly. It seems a little more soapy, but it still keeps that earthy quality that you get from only true, really good Vetivers. Out of all the fragrances from the new line, this is definitely my second favorite, and this is definitely one that I will reach for. This is not one that my wife cares for too much. She thinks I smell like a dirty potted plant, but I feel like I smell fantastic. So again, that was Vetiver by Roja Dove. Next up is Scandal, or Wind. Scandal has that classic fougere, lavendery, clean, masculine, classic, timeless kind of vibe to it. The ironic part about this fragrance is my wife actually really likes this one, and I personally feel like I smell like an elderly man. This smells like something that a man who dresses really nice, mid to late 40s, early 50s wears. So I don't think I've graduated to the level of this fragrance yet, but I definitely smell a quality in this fragrance. This is definitely not something I think that is for the faint of heart, or definitely not something for a youngin'. I think this is something for more of a classic gentleman, somebody who's already smelled the original Scandal, and somebody who wants a fresher take. Again, that fragrance we're talking about is Scandal from Roja Dove. Next up, we're gonna talk about Danger, aka Fire. I don't know why, but every time I look at this fragrance, I just think of Lil Jon just yelling, "Danger! Get on the floor!" Don't judge me for that, people. What you're gonna get from this is kind of what you get from Scandal. You're going to get a classic fragrance, but this is a little spicier. This is a little more masculine leaning. I think Scandal's a little more feminine leaning. I think this is something that would probably make you grow chest hair. So if you have no chest hair and you've been feeling bare and you want to grow some, you should spray some in and instantly you will feel more masculine. I'm sure you'd be able to chop through a 2x4 with your bare hand after one spray of this. All jokes aside, having said that, this definitely is one of the stronger performing ones out of the group. I find that this lasts forever and it's really, really strong and it really, really permeates the air around you. So having said that, you don't want to spray more than 2, maybe 3 sprays of this. If so, it'll be overkill. This is definitely some great stuff. If you're looking for a classic gentlemanly fragrance, this is something I would reach for if that's what I was looking for. It's not my favorite, it's not my wife's favorite, but it's definitely quality in a bottle. Again, we're talking about Danger. Next up is my personal favorite from the line, mainly because I owned it before this line was released and I bought it myself. As you can see, there's barely anything left in my bottle. So good thing I have a second one now. This right here is a quintessential fragrance if you're looking for something that's mass appealing and would be a great entry into the niche world. I think this is a better grab than Creed's Aventus. I think this is a better grab than Baccarat Rouge 540. I think this is the perfect grab for somebody who has been a avid fragrance person, especially in the designer realm, but wants a higher quality, more appealing fragrance, kind of in the vein of those blue fragrances, but wants to take that next level. That's what I would get with this. I do find that this one, maybe it's because it's been in the bottle longer, maybe it's a different batch, I don't know. I find that this one's a little more fruity and a little more of a pop and a zing to this one. I find that the newer one is a little more subdued and a little more earthier or peppery, it's stronger. I do find that this one's lighter and I do enjoy this one more. Having said that, they're both spectacular. Again, that is Roja's Elysium, AKA water. Next up is the Cola fragrance from the fragrance world. This one was a love at first sight for most people when it comes to the original, and this Parfum Cologne version of it is fantastic. It's definitely one of my favorites from the line. Coming in last on my list of Roja Dove Parfum Cologne fragrances is Heart, aka Creation E or Enigma. Creation E is a fantastic fragrance that has an ultra unique smell. This smells like those little gummies that are supposed to be Coca-Cola flavored or cola flavored. That's what I get from this. Just super, super, super classy. I find that this is something that I will reach for when I want to be ultra unique. This is not something that you're gonna wear to impress a girl on your first date. This is something you wear when a girl gets to know you. This is like if you were a record collector and you were gonna throw a record or a vinyl on a record for a person to listen to, you'd wanna start maybe with like Fleetwood Mac, the Beatles, and this is kind of like The Wild Side by Lou Reed. I'm sure this is easily gonna be the second most popular fragrance from the line behind Elysium, and for good reason. I think that this one is quintessential when it comes to springtime. I think this is gonna work really good, and I think it'll be pretty good in summer too. Rounding out my list of fragrances from the house of the Roja Dove Parfum Cologne collection, Creation E or Enigma, if you're in the UK. All right, guys, that about does it for me. Let me know in the comment section below, have you smelled any fragrances from this house? If you have, let me know what you think about them, and don't be shy. Say exactly how you feel. To all you new people who this may be your first, second, or third time checking out the channel, I do hope you consider subscribing. And if you do, go ahead and click on that notification bell. That way when my videos come out, you will be the first to know. And to all you loyal people out there, I thank you guys so much. And gals, and gals. And as always, and most importantly, I'll smell each and every one of you later. Peace.